God, can you hear me? Yes, God can hear me because God is always listening. Yes, y'all. Listen, what's up? What's up? It's your number one, numero uno, God's original fly girl. Yes, Just Jossie coming through. I am in the building and I'm into building, y'all.
GHP Radio, God's House of Hip Hop.
So, in the studio today is my longtime sister girl, Big Lez, and she's here with us today because, yep, she's just fly, and y'all about to find out just why. First off, Big Lez is an amazing dancer, an entertainment icon and legend known as Big Lez. Leslie Segar is in the building. She has trademarked her presence in the music industry as far as I'm concerned, and as far as most of us are concerned, she is hip-hop. This multi-talented and highly respected dancer choreographer, she's an on-air radio, DJ, television host right here at Dash Studios. She's a fitness specialist, an actress in the making, and that Jane of all trades and a master of all. Yes, okay? Currently, Leslie is a host and producer of the syndicated radio show, The Spin Room, right here, as I said, at Dash Radio Dash Talk. So, welcome, Mama.
Woo, hey, this is New York love, this is woman love, this is dance love, this is friendship love, this is all of that.
This is all love, sweetheart. This is Mother's Day love too,
Yes.
right? It's Mother's Day, and one of the things I want to drop us in real quick is Leslie, I've always loved your relationship with your mom, Les, okay? And I want to just drop us in really, really quick. You and your mom travel all the time together. That is so beautiful, sweetheart.
Listen, my mom is like one of my best friends, and she's always been the queen of travel. And don't get it twisted. My mom goes out with her girlfriends. She got her man at home, and they travel the globe too. You know, me and my dude, whenever we travel. But me and my mom, when we roll out, we've been to Egypt together, Dubai together, Morocco together, Spain. Like, we're not playing. She's all about a passport stamp, and it's a big thing, and I'm right there with her.
But at the same time, she'll drop you in a hot second and keep it rolling. Like, she ain't waiting for you.
I'm out. You can't make it? See you later. I'll send you a postcard.
I love it. I love it. I also wanted to drop us in really quick on you. Like, what's Mother's Day to you, Les? Because you and I have had this conversation. And I think it's an appropriate conversation to have right here on Mother's Day.
Well, Mother's Day is always a gift, right? I was about to say a gift and a curse.
Right.
But it's a gift, but it's very emotional for me.
Yeah.
For many reasons. One, because my grandmother is no longer here. And two, I feel pressured because I'm not a mother. So people don't know how to approach me, or they are very like standoffish, or they just kind of smile, or even when people say, you know, do you have any kids? It's always that sensitive topic. And I had to learn the hard way, especially when putting pressure on other women, like who are in relationships or of a certain age, like, so why don't you have any kids, or when are you going to have kids? And I made the mistake of doing that before with a woman who had had like 3 miscarriages. So you never know what anyone's journey is, and I never thought for myself that I would ever be a woman without children, you know, and people automatically think there's something wrong with you because you're 40-something and you don't have kids, and that's not the case. For one, you need to ask someone if they ever wanted kids. 2, you don't know if I've struggled with having kids or not. Or 3, if my partner is someone who's struggling, because they always want to put the pressure on maybe something's wrong with the woman as opposed to the man. And that's right. We know that fertility has been a really big thing that everybody needs to be tested too. But, you know, Mother's Day is special, and I embrace it. And someone sent me the most incredible text today saying that because I teach dance, and because, you know, I've coached gymnastics, and because I talk to other kids and mentor kids, that I'm a mother in a sense to some of them, and I don't even realize it.
Amen.
Because you don't know what their journey is at home, or what kind of parenting they have at home, so that they grasp onto the words and experiences that I can share with them.
Amen, amen. And that's a real thing, because, for example, my sister I consider my sister a mother. She doesn't have any children as well, but she has been like a mother to so many, including, you know, myself and even my own kids. So what makes a mother? Does it have to be, you know, someone who actually births a child?
And it goes both ways too, because even if you look at a man who's 40-something years old and he doesn't have any kids, that doesn't mean something's wrong with him. Maybe he's chosen not to have kids. Doesn't mean he's gay or something's wrong with him. It doesn't mean I'm gay or something's wrong with me. And thank God we're in a world now where if I'm at, you know, like Sylvester Stallone's ex-wife, she's 50-something just having a baby. That if I want to, I can still, Brigitte Nelson, still decide to have a child and think, you know, hopefully I'm healthy enough to carry if I choose that option. And we have options. There are kids out there who want to be adopted, who need to be
That's
adopted.
right.
You know,
Absolutely. There's so many other avenues.
yeah, so I just say to other people out there, when you're approaching a woman, don't assume, one, that she's a mother or that she wanted to be a mother, and just be like, let them be the one to bring it up, or if you just say Happy Mother's Day, hopefully, you know, they'll just be like, thank you, and keep it moving.
Yeah, and do you think that that is, you know, how did you feel when I text you this morning and said Happy Mother's Day? Like, what, you know, what did that do to you?
I don't think anyone takes it necessarily where there's malice behind it.
Right.
I think everybody embraces the greeting of Happy Mother's Day. But it does touch an emotional chord inside of you, because I've always wished that I was a mother.
Right.
And I chose my career over motherhood. Like, I just was so in it and just didn't focus. And by the time I looked up, even though I'm 25, and inside, it was like, oh, you know, Father Time and Mother Nature, like, no, you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and again, I also want to encourage, especially in African American and Latino families, to have the conversation of fertility, whether you choose to, you know, save your eggs. Because for me, I didn't have, my mother's a nurse, but we didn't have that conversation. As open as we are about talking in our 20s and 30s, they're so busy about telling you, focus on your career, travel the world, you know, date, experience life. Don't worry about settling down so fast to have a family, you know, but then you realize, oh, 35 really is a crucial time.
Right.
32,
That's
you
good
know, that
advice,
your body,
Liz.
you know, and I see, after having explored some options and going through all of that, that there are so many families that are changing around that for graduation presents, they're actually like buying their daughters the option to freeze their eggs, you know, for their
Right.
25, and it's expensive.
That's beautiful,
but
though,
that's what's
if
happening.
You can do it.
Yeah, and it's a whole new thing in this world. So everyone who's a mother, and who knows what, I could be talking to you this time next year, and whether I meet a man who has a child,
That's right.
you know, and I become a mother to them, or whether I choose to adopt a child, or, you know, something else magical happens,
That's right.
we could be having a different conversation.
And I have a feeling that we are. So are you going to God with that? Is that something that is important to you? Are you taking the time to pray about that?
Oh, absolutely. I pray about every detail in my life.
Mm,
Every detail,
good.
and I always have.
Good,
You know, whether
good,
it's
good.
about my health, whether it's about my friends, about my family, about my career, about my house, whatever it is. So, you know, I go to God with prayer.
Amen. I did some research on it for you, and there's an article that I really think that is worth reading. It's called, it's by a company called QLED. It's the article is called "Glamorizing the Child-Free Life Ignores Reality of Most Childless Women." It was written by Melanie Notkin. It was really, really a great article, and it's really worth reading. So check it out when you can.
What's the takeaway?
There's just so many things, and it's about being sensitive to the different possibilities of why you would be childless at this time.
Yeah, there are so many people too who, like for me, I was in a relationship for 17 years and it just didn't happen for us. I guess hindsight is 20/20. Now that we're apart, I realized that that was a blessing.
Well, God knows.
Yeah, absolutely. But there are
God's plans
also
are better than ours.
Right,
Amen.
right.
Thank you, Jesus.
And so then there are reasons why you don't have a child with a certain person, because you know it's going to be hell on the other side if that were to
Absolutely.
happen. So that could be the blessing too. And you know, there are a lot of people who look at me and they envy my lifestyle of being whatever, child free or in the entertainment business and all that other stuff. Okay, that's great, but still for me on my bucket list was always to be a parent and a child, and you know,
That's right.
a mother. And so we'll see.
Okay, so let's switch it up. Let's give the peoples what they want up in here, okay? Let's go back to our little history, okay? I have you know, I put it out there on Instagram, so I have Ali. She had a question for you. She owns the page 90s Janet. She's a big Janet
Yes.
Jackson fan. What's up, Ali? Her question was, how did you and I meet, and how long have we known each other and been friends? So let's give them some history.
Well, I actually hope you know the answer to that better than I do. Because I don't remember like the day that we met. We're New York City club kids, right?
Right.
We lived in Washington Square Park.
Absolutely.
We had access.
I'm talking about lived, backpacked with
Right.
extra clothing on
Right.
it. What? All them G's in
Broke.
the back, like broke is
Bro,
on.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just a whole bunch of crew of dancers. We were like gypsies,
Right.
seriously.
No, gypsies, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
you know, I think we just kind of saw each other in the cipher of a club one day, and I was like, I like her style. She was
Yeah.
like, I like your style. I was like, you want to team up and be dance partners? And then it was like having gum on your shoe, and I've been stuck with her ever since.
She said, "Come on her shoe." I love that. Yeah. I honestly can't remember the day or the moment either. I feel like you've been my sister since out the womb.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like, I don't remember life without Les, period.
Yeah,
Okay? And I think that it's because honestly, just real talk, I believe that that's when I started living.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get deep here for a second. You know, like dance for me was my way of escape. So when I discovered dance, and that was us dancing in the street or, dancing, when when it was a block party, and it was just a way of escape, and then we started going to the clubs, the garage and what?
The World, the
Choice.
the Sound Factory,
Oh my goodness.
all of that, Kilimanjaro, all of that. And for me, gymnastics was my outlet. And so
Right.
I had met you just as I graduated from college, and I was on a 4-year gymnastics scholarship. So then, of course, in my mind, it's like, well, what do I do next? And of course, I'd always been in the clubs dancing and to music videos, and I was glued to music videos.
I love it.
And that was just the mission coming in, and then we met, and we were 5, 6, 7, 8.
I love it. Okay, so we have to ask the question. So lyrics over beat.
Well, it's always hard for me because I've always said, as many years as I've been in radio, right? Like I listen to music in the car because then it either has to pass the road test or it doesn't, right? You either throw it out the window or you rock with it. So,
Right.
And with this, I was rocking with it. And of course, I listen to music with my hips first. Honestly, I do. As a dancer, it's instinctively that if I can rock to it and it feels something in my soul and in my spirit, then it's like, okay. Then everything else starts to come and play. The lyrics, the tone of the voice, and lyrically, and the sound of her voice is like rough, rugged, raw. I like a New York gritty kind of.
Yeah.
And who else? Who can be mad at positivity ever?
Ever.
Ever. We
Never.
need more of it.
Never. So that's what we're trying to do out here at GH3. It's just let the people know.
People sleep on Christian hip hop. They really do. And just me being in this studio for like the short time that I've been in here, I'm ready to like break dance and backflip and like the beats are killing.
Look, MC Nice is like, let's go. Do it. What's holding you back?
For real. There's no
I mean,
rule.
the
I don't have my
minute-
support bra, but I'm just saying we can get it in. If
Okay, no, we don't got the support bar. We got to keep the girls together. Keep it clean. Okay, so no, it's true though, and it's just real talk. I was not knowing all about this movement, this Christian hip hop, gospel hip hop, and as soon as I started to listen to some of the artists, I'm like, every single. I'm sure there's some tracks that are like not hot, but
Right.
MC Nice don't pick those.
No,
So
every beat I've heard in
he's
here
shaking his head.
has
He's
been-
like,
been
nah,
rocking.
nah. So every single track is hot. And today we were just giving it up to all the female rappers, so they got a chance to like really listen to some dope female. But let's talk about your projects and what you got going on.
Oh my gosh. It's so many things because it's like I feel like the clock is ticking. And we were just kind of sharing something.
Wait. What clock?
Well, the clock of time in life. And I say that, not our clock, because we're 22 forever.
Exactly. I'm
But-
like, wait a minute.
And
clock
not to
girl.
make this somber.
Back it up.
I know.
Let's pull it back.
But when I say the clock is ticking, like we don't have control over life. And so because we want to tell our story, we can't go back and talk to Whitney Houston or
Yeah,
Heavy D
yeah,
or
amen,
John Singleton.
amen. But with that said, I just wanna say this. God says be anxious about nothing. So at the same time, all in God's time,
Absolutely.
right? All
Which
in
will be
God's
right
time,
on time.
which will always be right on time. That's right, sis. You know that already. So go ahead.
Yeah, so we're definitely in the works of like putting a documentary and stuff together. And I
We
don't.
telling it?
Well, we'll tell them a little bit about it. I don't want to tell them how it's going to come out about,
Okay.
but really it's about the female domination of hip hop dance of the 90s, and that's all y'all need to know. And you only need to see these two faces and maybe a couple more. We're going to
Boom.
give Tish some love,
Boom.
and you'll
Yeah,
figure out
that
the
you-
rest.
Absolutely.
But
Boom.
there's a lot that's happened, and our struggle, our journey, our successes, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And just
It's worth telling.
and then I'm really trying to put on my Debbie Allen hat. It's the game has changed a lot. I need to learn. Producing, directing,
Absolutely.
creating. I still on my bucket list is to be a female action hero. And as long as a chick can still do backflips.
Okay, can I just say, all the writers out there, we can start it, but we need you to come in and like really help us tighten that up, because I've always wanted to be a superhero. In my mind, I am a superhero.
Well, that too.
Okay,
My cape's
so
in the closet.
that's right, absolutely. So we gotta, I'm all about be fly, create your own content. So we're gonna have to put that together, if we're both wanting that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
So.
both of us. We can do it.
So tell us about you're also, producing and, starting to direct, and you want to get in front of the camera and do some acting stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely.
tell us about that.
I've been doing so much choreography over the years, so much radio and TV as far as being a host, that I haven't like stopped down, and I've taken a lot of classes and everything, but I haven't been able to have time to like really audition and make acting the focus. And some people are like, well, it's a little too late, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's never too late. When you look at Sam Jackson, Morgan Freeman, and all these people who didn't have their successes until they were 60-something years old. There's time, there's room, and if I have to create the projects myself, then that's what it is. You know, I don't need to depend, at this point and at this stage of the game, even though they say it's not what you know, it's who you know, sometimes the people who you know still don't return your calls.
You know God. That's it, period.
Absolutely.
End of that. Just shut that down with the quickness.
Right.
Because it's a lie. I mean, you can start anything you want to at any time you want to.
But that's been like the journey. That's been the story of our careers, is that we've never waited for anyone.
That's
Even
right.
though we've worked with so many people throughout our lifetimes and knocked on doors, there was a point where everybody was coming to us because we had the product that they wanted. We worked hard on us, and God was like shining a light on us. Did it, got it.
That's
Y'all
right.
need to have
That's
them.
right. I stay humble because it's nothing that I did. I was
Right.
just being me, and I'm going to continue to be me.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
my light is going to shine. Your light is going to shine. And there's just a season for everything,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so we're grown and sexy now. We got so much more to say. So much more. We're so much more wiser about it all.
Absolutely.
Right?
Imagine
And so-
if we had a do-over, like with all the stuff that we learned that we know now. Imagine if we had a do-over in our career. Girl,
Oh my.
talk about branding and money
Okay.
and projects and deals and all that other stuff. But yeah, I'm going to start with some film shorts, you know,
Yes.
producing and directing that, and then, you know, get on a bigger scale. But I'm in the learning process. As many times as I've been on set, you know, and we are creative directors with the choreography and everything, and have the same vision as directors, I still want to
Amen.
learn the technical part of things, so at least I have, you know, that sense and that savviness, and, you know, it's all about elevation and evolution. Those are my 2 words for this year for
I
me.
love it. Say it again.
Elevation and evolution.
I love it. It's so much about being wise with it. You know, I think that now, you know, one of the biggest things I can take away from everything is, you know, just count on God for it all. All right, Les, so tell us, what do you want people to know and focus on in terms of what you got going on, and then give them your social media so that they can know. And you know, this is just a part 2, right? Like, we just playing over here.
Yeah,
we
we
just
just
give them a
playing.
little tease.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is like little, you know, coffee hour, little tea and trumpets kind of moment.
Absolutely. So go ahead, tell them where to find you, baby.
Well, you know, the Dash family has been really good to yourself and to me, so make sure you guys check out my show on The Spin Room, THA Spin Room. We record live on Tuesday nights, but you can hear us on Dash Radio, Dash Talk X, Thursday mornings at 6 to 8 a.m., and then the replay on Monday mornings. And yeah, I'm going to throw my hat back in the choreography ring.
Oh,
So
shoot,
we can
they're
take
not
on
ready.
some new projects, and I'm having meetings now with some of the labels.
Good.
And really thinking too about maybe a show, not just for me to dance on Broadway, or, you know, some sort of traveling project, but to create something like that around hip hop and our era and our journey.
Good. How can they find you on social media?
Yes, at I am Leslie Segar, LESLIESEGAR, and at Your Girl Les, LEZ.
All right, guys, we are going to be out, my fly boys and my fly girls. You can find me on IG and Twitter. It's Jossie Harris. That's Josie with 2 S's. And make sure you're subscribing to my Just Jossie YouTube channel. Again, a huge thanks to my girl, Big Lez. We are out.